what was it like having your hand raised by Vincent Kennedy McMahon?
Surreal, weird, bizarre. Felt like a fever dream. Even to this day, sometimes people will see the picture for the first time and they think it's Photoshop, but it was. I didn't know it was happening. I turn around the ring and there's Vince McMahon.
You didn't know?
No, I had no clue.
Oh man, I would have thought like that would have been like a fully coordinated this is happening with an individual like that.
Them. Oh, it was by them. So I think the only people in the building that knew were John Cena, John Cena's dad, the owner of Chaotic, Jamie. I think we're probably the only people that knew what was going on. So John had actually laid out the entire finish of the match, like meticulously with us. But I didn't think it was unusual at the time because, I mean, this guy's a WWE champ. Like, he may just want things a certain way to protect himself from like injury or whatever. Like, you know, I just didn't even think, I didn't think twice about it when he laid out the finish so meticulously. It just never crossed my mind. And then, you know, that happens. I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense. That's why he laid that out. So, you know, so meticulously. But yeah, I had no clue until I turned around and Vince was in the ring. Like, I had absolutely no clue. That's why my mouth is like agape and like, I'm not even selling it like I'm a cool heel. I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
I was going to say, you're a hell of an actor if that was fake then.
I legitimately had no clue what the hell was going on. Like, he asked me, he goes, you the heel or the baby face? And I call him the heel, and he just grabs my arm and raises it. I'm like, well, this is a thing. And I go, what's next? And he says, I'm going to slap Cena. I'm taking an FU and I'm getting the hell out of here. And that's what he did. And he was gone as fast as he appeared.
So, you know, I know you only made the one like actual appearance, at least as of the interview I listened to, as a Druid for WWE, but like, have you ever had the opportunity to chat with Vince since, or like reminisce on that with them or anything of that sort?
I mean, so like 2 weeks after that, I think it was either the next week or 2 weeks, I was booked as an extra for TV in Boston, Mass. And I'm like, I'm going to talk to him. Like, I have an in to talk with Vince. So there's kind of one hallway at the TD Garden that sort of leads out to the back of the building. So everybody coming in or going out sort of has to go through this hallway to go out to get to where like the cars and the parking is. So I just kind of parked myself in that hallway. And then, you know, here comes Vince, and I just kind of go, Mr. McMahon. You can kind of see him look at me like, who the hell is like, you know, who's, you know, so I go, I don't know if you remember me, you know, but, you know, we were in the ring together, you know, at that independent show a couple of weeks ago. And I just wanted to say, thank you. That was really awesome. Like, it really meant a lot to me. And he goes, and he kind of cocks his head and he looks at me and goes, oh, well, you're welcome. Now, he walked away normally, you know, but in my mind, it was the exaggerated, you know,
it was like, as like no chance in hell echoes in the back of your head.
Yeah. As my pro wrestling, as my dreams of him saying, yes, I remember you. Of course, I want to sign you to a contract on the spot. We're going to put you on SmackDown this week. You know,
bring you out for a segment, pal.
Yeah. But I mean, for me, I didn't even know if of course, I didn't necessarily think something was going to come of it. It was just like, I have an end to talk with Vince McMahon, and stranger friggin' things have happened. You know, like maybe he remembers it and is like, you know, hey, maybe there is something, you know, here. Like, I don't know. I didn't necessarily think anything would happen other than I had an end to talk with Vince McMahon. So, you know, I took it, you know, but hey, nothing for nothing. For a guy who's never been contracted to them for a day in my life, I've done a lot of extra work. I've appeared on camera as a Druid one time in my entire career. I got to be in the ring with Vince and the WWE champion at the time, John Cena. So pretty damn cool. And I mean, for me too, John Cena, one of the nicest dudes I think I've ever encountered in pro wrestling. I think, you know, he used to come and train with us. Like before he really became like John Cena, like the early days of him being on the roster, he'd stop by once or twice a week and train with us. And every time I got booked there for extra work after that, it was, you know, big man Milonas, how you doing? And that just always stuck with me. Because you know, my mind, I'm a nobody, and like, here's the biggest star in the world, and he remembers my name, and it's stuff like that. Stuff like that always impresses me, because you see so many times with egos or guys conduct themselves a certain way, and here's the biggest name in the business, and he doesn't have to say hi to me, he doesn't have to bother with me, he doesn't. It's not going to impress anybody. But for me, that always just that always just stuck out to me and was like, man, that's who I want to conduct myself like, is, you know, no matter where my journey takes me, is, you know, that's the type of person I want to be. So
it just goes to show you're never too big to be a good human being, right? And
Yeah.
obviously, I've never had the opportunity to interact with them, but any story I've heard from other professional wrestlers or interviewers or people in management or anybody I've been lucky enough to chat with, like, the best way I can put it is people always say don't meet your heroes, but anytime I've heard about John Cena, it seems like people have had a very positive experience with one of their heroes or friends or whatever it might be, right?
And again, I don't want to just convince like I'm good friends with him or know him intimately, because I don't. I'm just saying any interaction I ever had with him was just, the dude just seems like a plus first class human being to me. So, you know, just that, and that just stuck with me. That just always has stuck with me about him.